Hi there. In this video, we'll be looking at milestones, which are a feature in Testmo that allow you to plan your test efforts ahead of time and get a unified view of all of your test activities and the status of your testing across your manual test runs, your exploratory sessions, even your test automation, all from one place in real time. Before we talk more about milestones in action, I just want to jump back to the project overview page here. Here, we're in a demo project that I created in my Testmo instance. And actually, you can create a demo project just like this in your instance if you ever need to. And you can already start to see the way that milestones can give you this high-level overview of the progress of your testing. Even from your project overview page, you can see a number of milestones we already have in flight, some of the test results that we've recorded for those, and even see that a couple of our tests have failed, which suggests maybe there's some risk here that we need to investigate further. Before we talk too much more about using milestones for tracking your testing, I want to just talk a little bit about how you would build out a milestone and some of the flexibility that we've built into milestones here. So when you're creating a new milestone, you're going to give it a name. That's pretty straightforward. Let's say, for example, we're going to do the final testing of our payload assembly for our satellite launch here. We can give a high-level summary. And if we need to, we can also go to the Notes tab and add much more detailed notes. We can add links to product requirements. We can add data, attachments, video files, etc. Whatever you need to do to add context to this particular milestone. Then you can choose the type of milestone that you'd like to refer to this as well as designate if this milestone is going to be a top-level milestone or if it's actually part of a larger test project that you've got underway. So in this case, we're going to say we're going to do the final testing as part of our payload assembly work. But you can start to see already the way that you can use milestones and the various hierarchies of milestones to break down your test efforts into discrete sprints or plans or cycles, etc. Out of the box, Testmo gives you 7 or 8 different types of milestones that you can select. And really, what this is intended to do is just to help you communicate more clearly with your team and other external stakeholders what the scope of this particular milestone might be. So instead of having a different feature for a test plan, a different feature for a milestone, whatever, the point here is you get to decide what kind of milestone it is just based on how your team works. In addition to these default options, you can also manage these options. You can remove some that may not be applicable to you or create your own in the admin area of your Testmo instance. So that can be really handy. We talked about how milestones give you an at-a-glance overview of your manual tests, your exploratory sessions, and your test automation. One of the cool ways that you can make it really easy to link your test automation results to this particular milestone so everything kind of bubbles up into this one place for you to get that centralized view is using automation tags. So what this means is you could set ahead of time, you could say, hey, I want any automated tests that I send to Testmo with the tag payload assembly to be automatically associated with this milestone so that results automatically appear in the milestone view. We have documentation that will link in the description of this video so you can read more about that, but it gives you a super flexible way to configure your test automation so that way your automation results automatically show up not only in Testmo, but show up with this particular issue that you want to see them with. When you're creating your milestone, the last two pieces that we'll look at here before we look at a milestone that's already got some test results in it, just want to call out you can set some of the dates associated with this milestone if that's helpful for your team while you're planning. For example, when are you going to start this milestone? Is there a specific due date with this milestone? This can help you align with any particular development efforts that are going on. And finally, if you've set up an issue tracker integration with Testmo, for example, if your team uses Jira to manage product requirements and defects, you can link any product requirements that might be relevant to testing this milestone to the milestone itself, and that can unlock a number of different helpful features. So let's just take a look here. I set up ahead of time, I set up this integration with my Jira instance. Let's say I've got here an epic in Jira for the satellite launch payload assembly development, and I want to link this epic, which has all my user stories, to the milestone that I'm going to be testing. So I can select my Jira instance. This is my space exploration project, and I'll just copy in here the issue ID for my epic. And then once I add this milestone, let's take a look. You can see here that I've got this issue linked to my milestone. It makes it available for me to click into if I ever need to go back and check the requirements. And from Testmo, I can actually even review the description of the epic from Jira right here in Testmo without having to switch tools. So that can be super helpful. Now you're seeing our milestone. At this point, it's pretty empty. We would need to actually start planning our testing for this to be useful, but you can see some of those settings that we configured as we were creating the milestone right here at a glance. So now let's take a look at a milestone where we've actually started to record some testing. Here's our spacecraft rollout milestone. You can see we've already recorded some testing. We're 54% complete with our manual test efforts. We've also recorded some automation. Let's take a look here. So it looks like we had created a number of different test runs that we said we needed to run as part of this milestone. Here in the testing, the simulation of our flight path algorithm. This is a manual test run that we're running. This is probably because this is new functionality. We really need to verify manually that everything is working. And we've already recorded some results. So if we go back to that milestone, we're seeing these results already bubbled up here. And clicking on one of the bar charts from this test run widget, we're already seeing that there's a number of failed tests that we discovered in some of our manual runs. This definitely suggests there's probably a little bit more digging we need to do, some refinement that we need to do. Scrolling down in this milestone, you can also see we've already undertaken some exploratory test efforts as part of this project as well. It looks like when we set up this milestone, there were 5 exploratory sessions that we planned to do around these particular areas of functionality in our satellite. And even from this view, we're also seeing during our exploratory testing, there are a couple issues that we discovered that probably warrant some effort from our development team. And then finally, we can scroll down and see some of the results from the automation, the test automation that we've been running as part of this test effort in this milestone. We can actually see here, we have some automated tests that are running right now. So we'll expect some results back from those at some point. We can also see that in some of our previous test automation runs, there was a failure that we might want to look into and verify, was there an issue with the automated test itself, or actually is there an issue with the product that we need to work on? So from this, you can already get a sense that milestones are giving you this unified view of all your test efforts, and all of this updates in real time. So as your team is recording results here in your test runs, or as your automation results are getting uploaded from your CI/CD tool with the Testmo CLI, that information is going to update here in your milestones in real time. A couple other features I just want to point out before we close is that in addition to that main results page, which gives you that at-a-glance view, you can also dig a little deeper into your milestone by looking at some of these other tabs on the milestone page itself. So for example, if you have a large manual testing effort as part of this milestone and you want to get a better sense of how long it's actually going to take to complete that milestone, and you're using the estimates field on your test runs when you're uploading your test results for your manual testing, you can get a progress chart as well as a forecast for when we think that you'll actually be able to complete this milestone based on how long it's taking to run your existing tests. You can also dig a little bit deeper into the activity that we're logging with this milestone, including looking at a view of all of the test results that you have uploaded to your milestone already. If you want a more detailed overview of the activity timeline for this milestone. And then finally, if you discovered any issues during testing and logged those with your test results, those would automatically appear here. So this can bubble up any issues that your testing team is logging with your test results across various test runs, exploratory sessions, automated tests, etc., into one view that you can triage as you're getting ready to decide, should we go out with this release or not? So hopefully this video has been a helpful overview. This is just the beginning of how you can use milestones. Again, they're designed to be super flexible, to adapt to the way that your team wants to plan testing and ultimately give you that unified view of all of your test efforts across your manual efforts, your exploratory sessions, your automated test runs. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put those in the comments. We're always looking to help folks get more out of the tool. So if you have any questions that would help you understand how to use milestones better, do let us know. Add a comment to this video. If you found this video helpful, please do like it and subscribe to our channel. We're planning to come out with more helpful tutorials like this in the future too. So go ahead and do that now, and I hope you have a great day.